It's been a bit of a rough year for comic book movies, box office wise. Guardians 3 and Spider-Verse, they did pretty well, but the rest have significantly underperformed. Oh well though, let's see if Blue Beetle can buck that trend.
DC's latest effort, Blue Beetle, ended up flopping at the box office.
Now, you guys might remember that the opening weekend projections have been adjusted to $30 million, which is still incredibly low, but it came in under that.
Bring out your dead!
You went in to get us jobs, and all you brought back was a hamburger?
Okay, I don't think it's a burger.
You haven't looked?
What the hell is that?
How did you get it to do that?
I think he likes me.
Jaime.
This ain't what you want. This ain't what you want. This ain't what you want.
How's it going, guys? Welcome back to my channel and time for another episode of Luke's Reviews. On today's video, a new superhero is stepping onto the scene, whether it be for the DCEU or James Gunn's upcoming DCU, who knows? But for now, let's just hope it's good. It's Blue Beetle. Jaime Reyes has just graduated college only to move back with his family as their home is about to be repossessed. However, following a chance encounter with the daughter of Ted Cord, owner of Cord Industries, Jaime soon finds himself in possession of a mysterious robotic scarab beetle. When it attaches itself to Jaime, he becomes the Blue Beetle, forming a symbiotic relationship, able to fly and use matter to create whatever they wish. And in typical superhero fashion, the bad guys want that tech too, and will hunt Jaime down no matter what. DC has undoubtedly had a bit of a rough few years. With the impending reset courtesy of James Gunn looming, audiences just don't seem to care, which in turn has led to some spectacular box office failures. And sadly, it looks like Blue Beetle appears to be on the same trend. But at least the film is good, right? Well, not exactly. Blue Beetle is an enjoyable enough 2 hours at the cinema that I have no question about, but given that the current Hollywood model is inundated with numerous superhero movies, this simply isn't strong enough to stand out. Starting off with positives though, Xolo Maridueña, who plays Jaime Reyes, is an absolute star. He has boatloads of charisma, and his tenure in the Cobra Kai TV show has meant that he's a dab hand at action and fight choreography. Extending away from Jaime, we have the Reyes family, a unit that for me were the glue that held this movie together. A compassionate, authentic feeling family that came across immensely likable, and for the movie's sake, correctly chooses to keep them in the story, keep them a prominent and intrinsic part of the plot. George Lopez was fantastic, playing Jaime's energetic uncle, earning some of the film's biggest laughs, whilst Adriana Barraza almost steals the third act away from everyone else with a sequence involving a Gatling gun. The Blue Beetle suit is also one of the best superhero movie costumes in a long time, especially due to how the suit is practical and not CG mesh.
I'm gonna disarm them, and then you'll engage.
Plus, Jaime's first transformation into Blue Beetle is genuinely horrific. There are some definite inspirations from body horror maestros in there. I dug it. I don't know how some people are going to feel about it. Now, unfortunately, this is the point of the review where my thoughts are going to change tracks, because whilst the stuff that I mentioned before is good, the film itself is about as average as could possibly be. As noted earlier, there are so many comic book movie adaptations out for consumption and flying into cinemas at a rapid rate, and unfortunately, that leaves the genre in a bit of an awkward state. If you're choosing to make a comic book movie nowadays, you either have to be giving audiences an experience like they've never seen before, or if you're opting to play the greatest hits, you need to play them well. In the case of Blue Beetle, This isn't just a greatest hits tour, this is, at points, a carbon copy of stuff that we have seen throughout the superhero genre time and time again. Sure, the family dynamic and the Latino heritage on Showcase is great, but almost everything to do with its plot has been recycled to death. A shady business company, a villain who is almost identical to our main hero but is roided up in a different colour. Susan Sarandon, by the way, she plays Victoria Cord, who is the shady business person. I know that you may think that this material is beneath you, and in some respects it kind of is, but at the same time, at least give something in your performance. Her whole character was a sorry excuse for an antagonist. It's all so painfully predictable, which is a shame given how exciting of a prospect this actually was. One aspect of the Blue Beetle comics that I was intrigued to see brought to life was that relationship between Jaime and the entity that controls the scarab known as Kajidar. Sadly, that wasn't explored anywhere near enough for my liking, and just settles for the old AI interface. That relationship could have been so much more, and instead it ends up being the film's biggest missed opportunity. Ángel Manuel Soto, I'm sure he's a very talented filmmaker, but I don't necessarily know if action is his forte as a director. In some sequences, particularly when utilizing the suit, it's very inventive, it's exciting, it's visually creative, and then at other points, it's clumsily framed, it's poorly lit, and it just is difficult to interpret the full extent of the fight. 2 post-credit scenes for this one. The middle one, it's worth sticking around for. It poses some interesting possibilities for a potential sequel. The one at the very end, though, you can get up and go. You don't need to stick around for that. And if you're after any answers about which universe this film belongs to, is it the DCEU? Is it James Gunn's DCU? Neither. There's no setup for the DCU, and there aren't really any callbacks to the DCEU either. So I guess Peter Safran and James Gunn are just gonna have to look at see how well this does and decide whether they want it in their universe or not. If I were to compare Blue Beetle to a recipe, I would say that I'm very fond of some of the major ingredients, but it was the seasoning that let it down, leaving the film a bland case of deja vu. What this means for Blue Beetle's future in the DCU, I don't know. I'm more than open to another adventure with the same cast, but next time, maybe find the right story to bring this property to life. Overall, I'm going to give Blue Beetle a 6 out of 10. Anyway guys, those were my thoughts on Blue Beetle. Let me know, have you had a chance to see the film yet? What did you think? Leave your thoughts in the comments below. And my question to you, would you like to see this incarnation of Blue Beetle moving forward in the new DC universe? Let me know. But that is all the time we have for today, so thank you very much for watching. Make sure to like and subscribe, and I will see you in the next video. Hello, thank you so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed the video. If you have, make sure to click that like button, and if you aren't already, click that subscribe button too.